Let us now take the sixth model from the topic of simple and compound interest, where the compound interest for first year and for second year is given and we are supposed to find out the principal amount. Let us look at the question. On a particular amount, the compound interest at the end of 1 year is rupees 40 and in the second year is rupees 42. How much money was deposited? So as you can see here, the case is for compound interest and at the end of 1 year the interest is 40 and in the second year is 42. Let me make it clear, 42 is not the compound interest for 2 years. 42 is the compound interest only for second year. So for the first year it is 40 and for the second year it is 42. And we are supposed to find out how much money was deposited. Now the money that gets deposited is nothing but the principal amount, right? So we are supposed to find out what will be the principal in this case. Generally, this question is considered to be a difficult one and students try to avoid this. But if we go in a smart way using the concept of percentages, this question can be answered in less than 10 seconds. But let us first understand the general way of solving the question. Now as given here, the compound interest for 1 year is 40 or for first year is 40 and for the second year is 42. So we can understand that the compound interest for first year is equal to 40 and compound interest for second year is equal to 42. So from this, total compound interest for 2 years would be equal to interest of first year plus interest of second year, that is 40 plus 42, which is equal to 82 rupees. Let me repeat it once again. For the first year it is 40 and for the second year it is 42. We are trying to find out the compound interest that is earned in 2 years together. So for the first year 40 plus second year 42, the total would be 82 rupees. Now going by the formula of compound interest, we can say that P into 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power of T, that is nothing but for 1 year, minus 1 should be equal to rupees 40. That is nothing but we are using the formula of CI and equating it to 40. So we know that for first year it is 40 rupees. So P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power T. Whole power T here is nothing but 1 year minus 1 is equal to 40. Similarly, let us use the same formula, that is for compound interest for 2 years. So we can say that P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power 2 minus 1 would be equal to 82. So these are the two equations that we have. P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power 1 minus 1 is 40 and P of 1 plus R by 100 whole power 2 minus 1 is equal to 82. So compound interest for 1 year and compound interest for 2 years. So we have got two equations and two variables. The two variables are principal and rate of interest. And we know that two equations in two variables can be solved. But then solving these two equations is a really difficult task. And that is the reason students try to avoid this question. So let us see how to solve this question without using the formula and by the concept of percentages. So let us avoid this whole concept of using the formula. Now the point here is, we know that for the first year the CI was 40 and for the second year it is 42. Let us understand what will be the rate of interest from these two values. What we need to do here is find out the percentage change between 40 and 42. And that will be equal to the rate of interest. So simply remember that rate of interest is nothing but the percentage change between 40 and 42. So we know that percentage change is equal to final value minus initial value by initial value into 100. And that should be equal to the rate of interest in case of compound interest. So always when we know the compound interest for first year and for second year, by taking the percentage change between these two values, we can get the rate of interest. So the rate of interest here will be equal to final value, that is 42 minus initial value 40 by 40 into 100, which is equal to 2 by 40. 42 minus 40 is 2. 2 by 40 into 100 or 200 by 40, that is 5. So we can say that the rate of interest is 5%. Why? Because whatever change comes into picture from first year to second year is only because of this rate of interest. So that is the reason whatever we get as percentage change should be taken as the rate of interest. So the rate of interest for this case is 5% per annum. And now we need to find out how much money was deposited or the principal amount. We know that principal amount is nothing but 100% of the value. Now, if we try to go by the concept of percentages, we know that in the first year we get R% as interest. Let's say the rate of interest is 10%. So what we get in the first year is only 10% of the value. If the rate of interest is 8%, what we get in the first year is only 8%. Similarly, if the rate of interest is 12.5%, so whatever interest we get in the first year should be equal to that percentage. Why? Because for the first year we get interest only on the principal amount. Now here, as the interest earned in the first year is 40, we can say that the 40 rupees is equivalent to 5%, because in the first year we get interest only on the principal amount, that is 5% of 100%, which is equal to 5%, and that should be taken as first year's interest, that is 40 rupees. So we know that 5% is 40, and we are supposed to find out how much money was deposited. That means the principal amount. Principal P should be equal to 100%. So this is equivalent to what? So now by cross multiplication of these two values, we can find out the required answer. That will be equal to 5. We can say that principal P will be equal to 100 into 40 divided by 5. As 5 goes 8 times, the principal here is equal to 800. So this is how in just 2 steps we can solve the given question, and we can avoid the lengthy way of using the formula. The first step here is find out the percentage change between first year's compound interest and second year's compound interest. That is nothing but the rate of interest in terms of percentage. And once we get the rate of interest, we can equate that rate of interest to the value that we have obtained in first year, that is 40 rupees. And principal 100% can be calculated by cross multiplication.